All right, everyone, get ready for deep dive number 7. We're jumping into a real-life treasure hunt that would make Indiana Jones drool. The legendary Forrest Fenn Treasure.
Oh, is that the one where an actual treasure chest was hidden somewhere in the Rocky Mountains?
Yep, just waiting for someone to figure out the clues and hit the jackpot.
You know, some people still believe the whole thing was a giant, well-planned hoax.
Uh-huh, I like it. Never hurts to have some doubts, right? Especially with a story as crazy as this one.
Sure enough.
All right, so imagine this. Forrest Fenn, a real-life art dealer and adventurer, gets the idea to hide a treasure chest somewhere in the massive wilderness of the Rockies.
Sounds like something out of a movie.
Doesn't it?
Ugh.
But wait, it gets even better. He doesn't just bury it and leave it at that.
Oh, no.
He writes a poem packed with cryptic clues, puts it in his memoir, and bam, instant worldwide obsession.
It does seem a bit unreal, especially for the 21st century.
Right. It's like a modern gold rush, but instead of shovels and pickaxes, people are armed with GPS and online forums trying to figure out every single word of Fenn's poem.
And didn't someone actually find it in 2020?
That's the thing they did.
Wow. That's what makes it so intriguing, yet a little suspicious at the same time.
I know, right? Was it a real treasure hunt? Or was Fenn messing with us? I guess that's what we're here to find out. Before we get into all the clues and whatnot, let's set the scene. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely. Lay it on me.
Here is the poem. As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old. Begin it where warm waters halt, and take it in the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. Put in below the home of Brown. From there it's no place for the meek, the end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek, just heavy loads and water high. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. But tarry scant with marvel gaze, just take the chest and go in peace. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? The answers I already know, I've done it tired and now I'm weak. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold.
Wow, there's a real aura of mystery and adventure in those words.
I know, right? It's like a siren's call, beckoning you to go on a quest.
Hmm.
You can see how people get hooked.
Right. Okay, let's take this poem apart line by line and see what secrets we can uncover.
All right, let's do it. Got my thinking cap on and everything. Perfect. We're going full Sherlock Holmes here. So, the first line. As I have gone alone in there. It's almost like Fenn is letting us in on a secret, like he's sharing something personal.
Definitely creates a connection right from the start.
And then, and with my treasures bold. Not just any treasure, it's bold. What do you think about that word choice?
Bold is a very interesting choice.
Right.
It suggests something beyond just valuable. You know, bold is like visually striking, maybe even daring or extravagant.
Yeah, it adds a whole layer of personality to the treasure.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're not talking about a dusty old box of grandma's fake jewels.
No, definitely not.
This is something big, something with a story behind it.
I agree.
I'm hooked already.
Hold on, we're just getting started.
All right, you're right.
The next line, I can keep my secret where, just adds to the mystery.
Right. He knows, but we don't. It's a challenge, a puzzle waiting to be solved.
Exactly.
Then and hint of riches new and old. Here come the clues. He's giving us a sneak peek of what's waiting, a mix of the past and present.
Riches new and old is a pretty interesting phrase.
Isn't it?
It could mean a lot of things.
Like what?
Maybe a mix of historical stuff and modern valuables, or even things that are both historically and personally meaningful to Fenn himself.
Ooh, that adds a whole other level of intrigue. What secrets could this treasure hold? What stories could it tell? I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Let's not get too excited just yet.
Okay, deep breaths. Stay focused.
We've got a whole poem to unravel.
All right, you're right. Let's move on to stanza 2, where the real hunt starts. Begin it where warm waters halt. This line has sent treasure hunters down more rabbit holes than I can count.
It's one of the most debated lines, that's for sure.
Right.
Warm waters halt could mean so many things.
Yeah, like what?
A hot spring, a geothermal area, maybe even a place where a river changes because of temperature.
I've heard theories ranging from Yellowstone with all its geysers to some specific creek that freezes over in the winter. Seems like every treasure hunter had their own idea.
And that's exactly what Fenn wanted. He was a master of ambiguity, leaving just enough room for interpretation to keep people guessing and sending them on wild goose chases.
It's brilliant, really. He created a puzzle that the whole world became obsessed with. Okay, next line. And take it in the canyon down. We're going down into a canyon, everyone. This is getting serious.
This line definitely suggests a change in elevation, a journey deeper into the wilderness.
Not just a casual walk in the park, huh?
No, this is a real adventure. You'd need some serious navigation skills for this.
Uh-huh. I could just picture myself rappelling down a cliff, dodging booby traps, fighting off wild animals.
You might be getting a little carried away there.
Okay, maybe a little. But the point is, this wasn't for the faint of heart. And then, not far, but too far to walk, gives us a sense of scale, right?
Yes, it tells us the treasure is reachable, but you're going to need more than just your feet to get there.
So, it's not on some super remote mountain peak you need a helicopter for, but it's also not in someone's backyard.
Very clever.
It is. And then we come to the line that has probably caused more sleepless nights than any other. Put in below the home of Brown.
Oh boy, that one's a real head-scratcher.
This line has launched a million theories, hasn't it?
At least.
The home of Brown could be anything.
Truly anything.
A place named after someone called Brown, a geographical feature that's brown, the home of a brown animal. The possibilities are endless.
I've heard it all.
Me too. Theories about Brown's Canyon in Colorado, a town with a brown family cemetery, even a place known for brown bears. It's mind-boggling.
That was Fenn's intention all along, I think. He wanted to create a puzzle that would really challenge people's intelligence and make them think outside the box.
And send them on a journey, both literally and figuratively.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've established this is not your average walk in the park treasure hunt. We're dealing with dangerous terrain, cryptic clues, and a mastermind who loves to play with words. Where do we go from here?
Well, let's take a look at the next stanza. From there, it's no place for the meek. I think this is where the poem gets a little darker, hinting at the challenges and maybe even dangers that are ahead.
Ooh, I love a good foreshadowing. This is where the adventure really begins, everyone.
It's not all sunshine and roses out there in the Rocky Mountains, you know?
No, I bet not. This line definitely gives me chills.
From there, it's no place for the meek really suggests that this is where the treasure hunt gets tough, where it separates the amateurs from the serious adventurers.
The ones who are ready to face real hardship.
Right, exactly.
What do you think Fenn was picturing here?
Well, the Rocky Mountains are a force to be reckoned with, you know?
Oh yeah, they're no joke.
High altitudes, rugged landscapes, crazy weather conditions.
I bet there were some scary moments for those treasure hunters out there.
Oh, tons of stories. I read about one guy who got stuck in a flash flood in a canyon.
No way.
Had to hang on to a tree for hours until the water went down.
That's a reminder that this isn't just a game, it's real life with real dangers.
Absolutely, and I think Fenn knew that he was a seasoned outdoorsman himself, and he probably made those challenges part of the poem on purpose.
A test?
Yeah, to see who was really committed to finding his treasure.
Okay, so we've got danger lurking in the shadows. What else does this stanza have for us? The end is ever drawing nigh. That sounds a little ominous, don't you think?
It does create a sense of urgency.
Like time is running out.
Exactly, like the treasure is out there waiting to be found, but you need to hurry.
And then, there'll be no paddle up your creek.
Yeah.
Just heavy loads and water high. Wow, that really paints a picture. What's your take on this one?
It seems like water is a big part of this stage of the hunt.
Yeah. How so?
No paddle up your creek makes me think you'd be going downstream, maybe on a river with strong currents.
Oh, I see.
And heavy loads could be supplies you need. And water high maybe means floods or difficult water conditions.
This is definitely not your average backyard treasure hunt. Sounds like you need to be ready for anything. Rough terrain, bad weather, maybe even whitewater rafting.
I think so.
Okay, we've gotten through the first 3 stanzas, setting the stage for the final stretch.
The home stretch.
I can't wait. What's in store for us in the last 3?
Well, if you've survived all that and figured out the clues, you reach a turning point in the treasure hunt.
Okay.
And that's where stanza 4 begins. If you've been wise and found the blaze. So we've tackled the tough parts, but what is this blaze he's talking about?
Another one of those clues that sparked endless debates. What are some of the top theories out there?
Some people think the blaze is a literal marker.
Like what?
Maybe a burn mark on a tree or symbol that Fenn put there himself.
Interesting.
Others think it's something natural that stands out, like a unique rock formation or a specific kind of tree.
I read somewhere that a group of treasure hunters spent ages looking for a particular type of pine tree, convinced it was the key.
Oh, wow.
Talk about dedicated.
It just shows how powerful this poem is, how it gets people going.
It really captures the imagination, doesn't it?
It does.
And then we have Look quickly down. Your quest to cease. Chills. This line is where things get really intense.
Absolutely. After all that effort, all those challenges, the treasure could be right there,
Just waiting to be found.
hidden in plain sight.
It's a classic treasure hunt idea, but it still works.
It does.
I can just imagine that moment of realization when they finally find it.
And then, but Terry Stent with Marvel gaze, just take the chest and go in peace. No time to celebrate, just grab it and go.
There's a real urgency there.
It suggests a quick and quiet getaway.
Like maybe there's danger around.
Right, like maybe you don't want to attract attention or risk someone else trying to take it from you.
It's worth a fortune after all. Okay, so we found the treasure, made our escape. But what about Fenn's reasons for doing all this? Stanza 5 takes a more thoughtful turn. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? It's almost like he's thinking about his legacy, you know?
It's a very introspective stanza.
Isn't it?
Fenn was in his 80s when he hid the treasure, and he knew he didn't have much time left. He was leaving behind a challenge, something to inspire adventure and exploration.
It's a pretty amazing legacy when you think about it.
It is.
To create something that would captivate the world and send people on a real-life quest.
Exactly.
But there's also a sadness in those lines, isn't there?
Definitely. The answer is I already know, I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. There's a sense of weariness there, maybe even acceptance of his own mortality.
It adds a whole other layer to the story, doesn't it? This man, nearing the end of his life, creating this elaborate puzzle, knowing he might never see it solved.
It's a powerful image.
Okay, we're down to the final stanza, the climax of our journey. What parting words of wisdom does Fenn leave us with?
He speaks directly to those searching, so hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. It's a message of hope, a promise that the reward is worth all the trouble.
Worth the cold. Another one of those ambiguous phrases. Could it be about the actual cold weather in the Rockies? Or is it more symbolic, like representing the challenges and sacrifices involved?
I think it's both, actually.
You do.
It acknowledges the physical hardships, but also the mental and emotional toll of the quest.
It's a reminder that real adventure comes with a price.
Right.
And then the last line, the big finish. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold.
Confirming that the treasure is indeed hidden in a wooded area.
It's in the woods.
And emphasizing the need for courage and determination to find it.
But most importantly,
It guarantees ownership to whoever finds it.
finders keepers. What a wild ride this poem takes us on. Okay, so we have the poem, the clues, the dangers, the rewards. But what about the actual hunt itself? People went crazy for this, right? The whole world was caught up in the Fenn treasure fever.
Absolutely. The Fenn treasure hunt became a global sensation.
Did it?
Oh, yeah. People from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, teachers, retirees, they were all studying the poem, sharing theories online, and heading out to the Rockies, determined to be the one to solve the riddle and claim the prize.
I bet there's some pretty wild stories from those treasure hunters.
Oh, there are.
Did you come across any particularly crazy ones during your research?
I mean, there are stories of people selling their houses, quitting their jobs, spending their life savings on this thing.
Wow, really?
Some folks spent years, meticulously studying maps, historical records, even Native American folklore.
Trying to connect the dots.
Yeah, to pinpoint the treasure's location.
It makes you think about the whole psychology of treasure hunting, doesn't it?
It really does.
What makes people risk so much, devote so much time and energy?
For something that might not even be real.
Exactly.
It's a fascinating question.
It is.
I think for some people, it's the thrill of the chase, the adrenaline rush of solving a puzzle and beating everyone else to it.
Outsmarting the competition.
Right. For others, it might be the history, the possibility of uncovering lost artifacts and secrets.
Ooh, I love a good historical mystery.
Me too. And of course, for some, it's just the dream of getting rich, finding that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And in this case, the pot of gold was real. Fenn always hinted that the chest had gold coins, rare jewels, valuable artifacts. Did he ever say exactly what was in it?
He was always super secretive about the actual contents, but he did drop a few hints here and there over the years.
Ooh, like what?
He mentioned gold nuggets, ancient Roman coins, pre-Columbian artifacts, even some personal items with sentimental value.
Wow, a real treasure trove.
He estimated it was worth millions, which is enough to get anyone excited.
So after all those years, all those theories and dead ends, someone actually found it.
They did.
What can you tell us about the lucky person who cracked the code?
The treasure was found in 2020 by a man named Jack Stoof,
Jack Stoof.
a medical student who had been searching for about 2 years.
2 years, wow.
He had a very methodical approach, focusing on the geographical clues in the poem and using his knowledge of the Rockies to narrow down the search area.
So if he found it, do we know where it was? Did he tell anyone the secret location?
Nope, he kept it a secret.
Ah, come on.
Respecting Fenn's wishes and protecting the environment where the treasure was found, he did give Fenn photos, though,
Well, at least there's that.
and a list of everything in the treasure chest before he took it away.
That's both cool and frustrating. You know,
I know what you mean.
I get wanting to protect nature and honor Fenn's legacy, but it would be amazing to know where it was hidden all those years,
It's like the mystery lives on.
even though the treasure has been found.
Right, exactly. That's part of what makes this story so compelling.
The unanswered questions.
The lingering mysteries, the feeling that there's still more to uncover, and that brings us to the biggest question of all. Was this a real treasure hunt or a big elaborate hoax?
Right. Even though the treasure was found, some people still think Fenn was just playing a game with the world, that it was all made up to sell books and get attention.
It's possible.
The missing location, the vague clues, Fenn's playful personality, they all add to the suspicion.
They do, but then there's the fact that Stoof actually found a treasure chest.
Full of valuables.
Right, just like Fenn described, and Stoof seems like a pretty genuine guy.
It's a tough one to call. I want to believe it. I really do. The idea of a real-life treasure hunt, hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered. So captivating.
It is.
But then there's that little voice in my head saying, what if it was all fake?
Haha. That's the beauty of a good mystery.
It is, isn't it?
It keeps us guessing, keeps us debating, keeps us looking for answers, and in the end, I think that's what Fenn wanted. He wanted to spark our imaginations, challenge our thinking, and remind us that there's still magic and wonder in the world, even in the 21st century.
He definitely did that, no doubt about it. This story has captured so many people's imaginations, and it continues to fascinate and intrigue us even today.
It reminds us that adventure is out there for those who are brave enough to look for it, whether it's a physical treasure hidden in the wilderness or a mental challenge that pushes us to our limits. The thrill of the chase, the joy of discovery, it's something we all share as humans.
That's a great way to put it. I think that's a perfect note to end on. So to all our listeners out there, what do you think was the Fenn treasure hunt? A real adventure or a clever hoax? What would you have done differently if you were on the hunt? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Share your theories and ideas with us on social media or our website, and who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to go on your own adventure, solve a mystery, uncover a hidden truth. The possibilities are endless.
That's right. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.